we still have a lot of products to go through. For mascaras, I grabbed the Milani one and the Lancome one. The Monsieur Big. They do not have this on Think Dirty. Let's try it on here. On Clearia. They don't like have like a good listing of it. It doesn't look like they have like all these random listings again, which is really like, I feel like really sketchy. Okay, so can't find the Lancome mascara anywhere. Let's do the Milani. Okay, not on here either. Gradient's not listed. There is the Sky High mascara, which, curious. 4 alerts. May include extremely small amounts of toxic contaminant formed as a byproduct during manufacturing, and again this other ingredient too. So okay, I really want to get to powders just for potentially like that talc aspect of it. So I'm gonna do the Laura Mercier. So many people use this translucent setting powder. 9. Yep, it has talc in it. That's so like scary from that documentary, watching what talc can do, like the asbestos in it. Avoid using the chemical from mouth and nose, especially for children. Respiratory and skin irritation. Possible ovarian cancer carcinogen. Possible carcinogen. Low concerns if used under concentration restricted. FDA warning. FDA warning. When inhaled, talc particles can be difficult to clear, accumulating as exposures continue, and can potentially lead to fibrosis. So talc products that do not generate a dust cloud, such as pressed powders, are not of concern for lung effects. So, but this one is a loose powder, obviously. And then it does talk about the Johnson & Johnson like lawsuits and stuff, which if you watch the documentary, the very first episode goes like into detail about the Johnson & Johnson lawsuits and their use of talc in their baby powders. So again, I mean, if you want to learn all about that, I would definitely watch the documentary. Otherwise, it has those other 3 parabens that are possible, like endocrine disruptors, possible carcinogens, as in some of those other products that we've already tried. Okay, so it's looking like its ingredients aren't listed on the like Clearia app, like the Amazon one. So let's just go into the Charlotte Tilbury. This is a pressed powder, so I'm wondering if like how different it will be. It gets a 9 on Think Dirty. Again, talc. And then 4 different, looks like parabens. Eek, that's scary. So basically the same exact things we've already been saying, with the parabens being endocrine disruptors, possible carcinogens, and then again it has the talc. So, and it does have 3 other ingredients that are like half and half, they're calling them. This one is synthetic polymer used as an ingredient in a number of cosmetics and estheticians' offices as a filler for wrinkles and fine lines. It helps form a film over the skin is what it's used for. No evidence for carcinogenicity or genotoxicity in humans. Oh, that's interesting. It's used to produce the plastic microbeads in facial scrubs that are polluting the Great Lakes and oceans, which I have heard about that being an issue with those microbeads. Not absorbed into human skin, meaning they're non-toxic to use. However, they are harmful to biodiversity and the environment. Okay, and it says some US states are in the process of banning microbeads. So it's more of like an environmental issue, it looks like, for that one. This one's antimicrobial and preservative. So this one's basically saying that there's some studies, but none that have been like completely proven yet. This one's an anti-caking agent and a skin conditioning agent. It's not saying like a description like the other ones have. not suspected to be harmful, non-biodegradable. So it's kind of looking like it might just be like, again, environmentally not great, but okay. Again, ingredients not listed in the Clearia app. For bronzers, I have a cream and a powder. So the Fenty cream bronzer and the e.l.f. bronzer. Fenty cream bronzer getting an 8. It says it has talc. I really was under the impression that it would just be a powder product. Cheeks Out, is this it? Yeah, Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Bronzer. So it still has talc in it. Again, when I had the outside of this, I didn't, like, talc definitely has to be listed in the ingredients, but when I got this, I didn't look at the ingredients list. But yeah, it has talc in it. Okay, it's not on Clearia again. I'm very curious to know about this e.l.f. bronzer because obviously e.l.f. is like so much cheaper than a lot of brands. Oh, of course it's not on here. Let's see if anything from e.l.f. is on here. Okay, so they don't have much e.l.f. on here apparently. Most of them are getting 8s. Eyelid primer is decent, it looks like. And this Super Hydrate Moisturizer gets a 4. So 5 alerts on Clearia. Talc again. This CI 77891. Only in the case of airborne, unbound particles that can be inhaled, such as sprays and powders, which this is a powder, known to the state of California to cause cancer. So it looks like it has PTFE, may include extremely small amounts of PFAS chemicals, persistent and potentially toxic contaminants which may be used during its manufacturing process. And then these ones are allowed with restrictions. Oral intake was suggested to depress the central nervous system of breastfeeding infants. US FDA consumer warning. Pregnant women. A potential association was found between exposure to this chemical I can't pronounce by pregnant women during the first trimester, lower scores achieved by their 6-year-old children in verbal comprehension tests. So same, we already read about this, but that's fudged up. And then restricting the EU for this other CI 16035. So yeah, not good. I would say not good. And for blushes, I have the NARS Blush and Behave, and then a Nude Sticks Cream Blush. Okay, so it looks like all their Nudie Blooms are getting like in that middle range, 4 to 6. I'll just click the first one. I have the Cherry Blossom Babe. This one's Sweet Peach Peony, but I'm guessing it would be the same ingredients, you would think. So again, this one looks like it's more of like a environmental effect. So very like just unknown, basically. I'm just gonna go right to the next one, and it seems that Think Dirty definitely has like almost every single product. So for the sake of this video not being a million years long, I'm just gonna continue to kind of see what Think Dirty is saying. So they don't have this specific shade, but they do have the Orgasm Blush and the Deep Throat Blush, and it's an 8. This one's a new ingredient we haven't seen yet, triclosan. They're antibacterial, antifungal agents. It says they're present in soap, deodorant, toothpaste, mouthwash, cleaning supplies. Pregnant women use with precaution. Potential antibiotic resistance. Wow, I'm really sick and I need an antibiotic, but wait, I'm antibiotic resistant because of my blush. Like, infertility, impaired muscle function, altered thyroid hormone receptor, and allergy. There's restrictions of the use in Canada, so there only can be a certain like percentage. And then BHA is in the middle, half and half. It says results of scientific studies are conflicting. So toxic to aquatic organisms, skin irritation, respiratory and skin irritation, mild irritations when in contact with eyes, low possible carcinogen. So again, half and half. Studies aren't clear, but that first one. That's not a good ingredient. Okay, I had to take a little break because my camera died, but let's finish her up. Well, last for makeup, I have some lip products. So the MAC lipsticks, it's the Powder Kiss lipsticks, and then the Lifter Gloss from Maybelline. I wanted to try a gloss, and especially more like drugstore gloss. Not on here. Let's just do MAC lipstick. Looks like there's satin lipsticks and cream lipsticks have 6, so like right in the middle. So these two first ones, a satin lipstick and a matte lipstick, have 3, and then most of the other ones are like 6, and then there are some that are 8, so it must depend on like the pigment in it, which is kind of like strange, but I guess for the 6 ones, there's a lot of 6s. So health impacts: non-biodegradable microplastic pollution in the surface waters of the Laurentian Great Lakes. Allergenic for some individuals, but a low concern. So it's basically plastic, the most common plastic. And then some individuals may have a plastic allergy. So more of like an allergy / environmental concern, it kind of seems. And then red 21. This is obviously in the specific color, but I would guess that a lot of their lipsticks have red in it. So red coloring agent that is widely used in cosmetics, especially hair dye. Health impacts: possible organ toxicity, but not enough information available. Use with concern. So again, kind of in the middle there. So some of those coloring agents might have kind of a negative impact, but it looks like overall MAC lipsticks aren't too bad. Let's do the Lifter Gloss. So I don't have the Lifter Gloss on Think Dirty, but it looks like their other glosses at the top here are getting an 8. And must just because I put gloss obviously in, so Glossier products are coming up. I couldn't find the Boy Brow on there, but it looks like the other ones look like the Perfecting Skin Tint that has a 2. The Balm.com has a 2. Their Soothing Face Mist has a 2. So here's the priming moisturizer here. It looks like other Glossier products are good, so as far as being clean. So I'm gonna try this Lifter Gloss, because I think it's on Amazon, I would guess. It says illegible ingredient list. They all say illegible. Okay, this one has 10 alerts. Potentially toxic. CI 45380. Prohibited in cosmetic products in the European Union. But the ban applies when used as a substance in hair dye products. So I guess technically not in lip products. And then allowed with restrictions, there's a bunch. We've already seen this ingredient a lot. So a lot about like breastfeeding and that one with the lower scores achieved by 6-year-old children. So restricted in European Union, restricted in Japan. And it does say fragrance is just added as like a generic term, but obviously we don't know, again, like what exactly is in fragrance when they say fragrance. Yeah, definitely not great for the Lifter Gloss. Okay, sorry, I lied. I actually have 2 palettes I wanted to try. The Mono Renaissance palette from Anastasia, and then this Morphe palette that I've been using a lot, the 35O. Just because I know a lot of people have the Modern Renaissance palette, so I'm just curious. I would guess the main thing is going to be the fact that I'm guessing both of these have talc, so 5. It doesn't say it has talc, so that's good. Silicone polymer that function as viscosity increasing agent, penetration enhancer, no safety data for skin. When taken orally, these are a few side effects. There are a few side effects. Okay, so taken orally, it says there's some side effects. It says no safety data for skin, so it kind of seems like almost it's just not like tested enough for them to say it's completely safe. This one's a preservative again, and we've already seen that one, so not enough evidence to say that it's for sure bad. So actually not so bad, so that's good, because I know, like I said, a lot of people have it. Let's do the Morphe. Gets in 8. Talc. So the worst one, the only ingredient that's in red is talc. Annoying. And then again, that other ingredient that we keep seeing over and over again. Kind of middle ground, half and half they call it, ingredient. Makes me really want to get rid of anything that has talc in it. Especially the documentary. I'm gonna go really quickly through these. I have 3 skincare items. I have the Supergoop Glow Screen because I use that almost every day. And then 2 Tula products, which I've heard are not so clean, which is unfortunate because I have been really liking Tula products. But obviously if they're not so good, I want to stop using them. So let's try the Glow Screen 5. This one we haven't seen yet. Chlorphenicin, used as antimicrobial and a preservative. No safety data for skin. There's a few side effects when taken orally, but obviously no one's gonna be eating this. FDA warning, eye irritation, not to be confused with muscle relaxant. Oh, we did see this one. Kind of conflicting evidence, but otherwise that's the only one. The other ingredients are all green. So I have the Tula cleanser and the Tula vitamin C drops. Okay, they don't have the cleanser or the vitamin C drops on Think Dirty, so I'm gonna go to Clearia. Ooh, it has a red triangle with 10 alerts. Banned or toxic fragrance. Which I have seen it on the, like, it listed, and I was like, why? But prohibited in the European Union. I just can't, like, understand as a brand, like, oh, this is prohibited in a whole entire area. Like, what? And then I'm gonna put it in my product. Like, I just don't understand that. So these 3 potentially toxic are kind of like a byproduct through manufacturing. 3 potential allergens. One of them is Cananga or odorata flower oil. Fragrance again, fragrance, fragrance. So it is kind of nice to at least be able to see what the fragrance is. Like, it's showing here kind of what's in it. But that means that this thing has a lot of fragrance in it. And then the end, generic ingredients, it puts fragrance as well. So it must list all those things. Yeah, I see that Canega, I don't know how to say that. The flower oil is listed, so weird. I wonder what that's actually like used for, like why put it in there. Ingredients not listed for this one either, but I know it has fragrance in it, so that's already kind of a red flag. But let's do hair. I have, this one's like empty, I need another one. The Olaplex shampoo and conditioner I use all the time. I recently saw on TikTok something going around about Olaplex and having an ingredient in there that's not so good. So I wonder if that's true. I don't remember what it was called, but I remember like seeing a bunch of TikToks. Yeah, so here's the shampoo and conditioner, both 8s. So the main thing is the fragrance in it. Some of these we've already seen before. They're kind of the half and half ones. So the biggest thing is fragrance that it's saying is bad. The conditioner, I'm guessing, is the same exact thing. Yeah. So, and then this one I use every day, so I wanted to check that one out. That's the Pureology 21, like the Color Fanatic one. Literally makes my hair so soft. 7. So kind of in the middle. Or the worst ingredient is this one. I cannot pronounce it. Just says health impacts, skin irritation, sensitizing effect. EU Scientific Committee on Consumer Safety on this chemical. They said, considering the relevant toxicity data, the SCCS considers its continued use in cosmetic products may not be safe for consumers and allergies. So has been shown to be a potential irritant and contact allergen to skin in human patch test studies. Not regulated in North America, which we obviously know. It is restricted to concentrations of 0.02% or below in the EU. So not too bad, kind of in the middle there. I mean, I'm glad it doesn't say like carcinogen or something, but it looks like it would just like irritate your skin. But I guess it's good that we don't usually you know, put it on your skin. You put it more towards like the middle to bottom of your hair, at least I do, so I guess that's good. Last for hair is the Batiste dry shampoo. I've always wondered with like aerosols like this, so I was curious to see this. I just use the bare kind, but it's, you can see here scrolling, they're all 8s, no matter what scent. No half and half ingredients, too dirty, and mostly clean. It has talc in it. Ew, and it's like blowing through the air, talc. You're literally spraying it and breathing it in. I don't like that. So fragrance again, skin irritation, respiratory and skin irritation, possible carcinogen, possible allergic reactions, may cause skin irritation. All things we already know. Talc, respiratory and skin irritation, possible ovarian cancer, carcinogen. So in the beginning of this video, I said the 2 things that I'm like watching out for are talc and fragrance, and it has both of them. And then obviously when fragrance isn't good, I mean, perfume's literally made to be fragrant. So I just wanted to see like what it says. My pretty much all-time favorite smell is the Burberry Brit. I've been wearing this for years and years. I just like the muskiness of it, but I just figured I would try to put it in here. I don't even know, like, and I'm guessing they're all bad because it's all fragrance. Looks like the sheer one is a full 10. I just have, I don't remember what this, I think it's just the original Brit for her. I'm not seeing the EDP for her. I'm just seeing the toilette. So I guess I'll just look at it. And a big one at the top here. It's that same one that on like the very first thing I typed in here, we saw this ingredient. Protect against UVB radiation. So what, I don't know why you'd put this if it's used for UVB radiation. I don't really know why you'd put it in your perfume. And then of course fragrance. But on the front here it does say there's like 10 dirty ingredients, but it's not showing all of it. I'm gonna do it in Clearia. Loading. Okay, it's not loading in Clearia, but like I said, fragrance is already an issue, especially for your hormones and endocrine disruptors, things like that. So I don't remember exactly what the ingredient is, but if you watch that documentary, they do mention an ingredient that is bad for you that keeps the perfume on your skin. If you ever like go into an elevator and it smells like someone, you can tell, you can smell someone's like perfume or cologne, then what's in the air is that ingredient that keeps that scent around, keeps it like staying on your skin and lasting a long time. So they mentioned that not being very good for you. So yeah, I think that's all of the products that I brought out. I definitely didn't realize that this video was gonna be so long. I thought that I would be like looking them up, it'd be quick, you know. I was worried it was gonna be like almost too short. That's why I grabbed so many different products, but you actually are able to kind of deep dive into each ingredient, and it's very eye-opening and interesting to see like what's in your products. I would say what the majority of the products had something that's like definitely not great. And again, some people say that these ingredients in such a low percentage aren't as harmful as people are saying. So there's definitely 2 sides to this. But like I said earlier, if I'm going through the ingredients in my products and there's things that say may cause cancer or may cause like issues with fertility or endocrine disruptors, like even in the smallest amount of that, like I'm not really fully okay with that. So I just feel like there's probably ways that we can have products and use products on our body and our hair that don't have things like that in it. Like I just feel like that's not an impossible request. So definitely do your own research, form your own opinion about it. Like I said, I'm not a scientist, I'm not an expert at this at all, but I'm interested. I would love to learn even more. And I feel like downloading apps like this to at least kind of get a little bit of an insight on what's in some of your products is like a good start. So I'll link the like reference page from the documentary down in the description box below. Like I said, the documentary is on HBO Max, and then on there has some more information. It has the apps you can download that I downloaded, and you can also write to Congress as well. Definitely let me know what your guys' opinions are in the comments below, and if you have any really great resources that you love to use for this, definitely let me know. I'm going to be continuing to do more and more research and trying to learn more, and just in general be better. I'm not going to be perfect. Definitely going to be giving myself grace with it, but learning and growing and doing better. So make sure you are liking this video if you enjoyed it, and definitely subscribe to my channel. Bye!